not going to name any names, but Jesus fucking Christ, the amount of people who have made this defense whenever I or literally anyone rightfully criticizes the storytelling of this game and like the terrible retcons that we know for a fact are a thing because they posted the bars on an official website. The Smoke and Rain bars are now on there. And this is actually taken from the website, which, if you can read this like terribly coloured font, it says, discover a reborn Mortal Kombat universe created by the fire god Liu Kang. It's almost like we're following up on MK11. Now, what everyone keeps saying is, well, all this is justified, all these changes are justified because it's a reboot. Firstly, this that doesn't automatically justify change for the sake of change, because none of these changes are beneficial for the characters. They just dumb down each character. They just take away a lot from characters. Like, Smoke is just the adopted brother of Scorpion Sub-Zero. Why? Reasons. I don't fucking know. And there's no way the story's going to justify any of these decisions. Because we've gone through this. We've done this task before where they do a soft reboot and then they do nothing with their changes. It's just change for the sake of change. Except now it's on the scale where every character's getting changed. This isn't good in the long run of the franchise. And for the people who are saying, well, it's just a reboot, you're fucking wrong anyway, because it's a soft reboot, not a hard reboot. And a lot of people specify, no, it's a hard reboot. Those people are wrong. This is not a hard reboot. Let me talk to you about this. The definitions on what these two types of reboots are. Because I fucking write MK story stuff. I know what these are, right? A hard reboot, which MK has never had in the games. You just have alternate like movie universes and whatever else that aren't tied to the games. Those are things that are complete, their own complete unique continuity. As for the actual games, we've had two soft reboots. And it's something that a lot of people don't realize about MK9. It's a soft reboot, not a hard one. And MK1, 12, here is sharing the same issue where you go off of the outcome of the previous game and you set up the reboot with it. This is a soft reboot because you're keeping the previous continuity in mind. The events of the past game are still affecting this current game. It is a sequel, technically. Like, yes, it has many elements of a reboot. It's still a reboot because we've reset stuff. But it's a soft reboot because there's stuff about this ending, Fire God Liu Kang getting control of the Hourglass, using it to reset time. That is the premise for this game. A hard reboot would ignore all that and just do a reset that is completely unrelated to any of the previous events. It isn't associated with the past games. It is not. The continuity is completely different. And that doesn't mean a soft reboot, its continuity has to be the same. But when you look at these backstories with details like, oh, Smoke's family was murdered due to a misunderstanding and now he's been forced to become a Lin Kuei, or Rain becoming a high mage, basically becoming the new Shang Tsung, I guess. I don't fucking know. Basically, all the bars, like Kenshi becoming a Yakuza member, he's in a worse situation than he was in the previous timeline. And the only reason stuff like this would change in a soft reboot, going off of this previous continuity, is if Liu Kang changed it. And that's the explanation for it. So these are still retcons. So to the fucking idiots who keep commenting on my videos going, it's a retcon, it's a retcon, it's not a retcon, it's not a retcon. It's a fucking retcon. Plain and simple. And even if it wasn't, it's still terrible storytelling. Why is this so hard for people to understand it? Like this fandom is actually brain fucking dead. It is so stupid. I don't get it. I really fucking don't. Right? It's a retcon. Unless they explain why the history of these characters has changed, And it's not. The only one that would make sense based on the changes to the timeline would technically be Raiden. As in, Liu Kang would have done some stuff to allow Raiden to be reincarnated, because Raiden gave him his powers. Although even then, Raiden's separate. Actually, it doesn't make sense anyway, because Raiden was already separated to Liu Kang. He just wasn't a god anymore. Either way, his origins would have to change, right? I don't like that direction for the character, but yes, that doesn't really count as a retcon, that one, per se. Does that make it good compared to the ones that will literally be retcons and the changes to time aren't explained for those characters? No, it makes the other ones that count as retcons dumber, but it doesn't make the story ideas any worse. It's just some are dumber, some aren't, right? Overall, we are, how many characters in? Like over 10 now. And not a single one has a better backstory or anything like that. And I assure you, when the full game comes out, people tell me, oh, wait until the game comes out, which is also a moot argument, because I am judging stuff that has already been revealed. The bios have already been revealed in full. These are their backstories now. I don't need to know what's done with the characters to see if those backstories are justified, because those backstories are fundamentally inferior. You know, like, it doesn't mean, like, Smoke's going to be characterized terribly in MK12. Like, I can tell he's probably on the heroic side. Same for Scorpion, which is what we're calling Kuai Yang Scorpion. And that's another thing. That's a side tangent, but Scorpion's clearly Kuai Yang. I don't know why people act like this is a mystery. It's so fucking blatant. The fact that people act like this is some, like, mystery and I come up first. I've seen theories that Smoke is Kuai Yang now. And it's so brain dead. It really does highlight how this is the dumbest fandom in the world. It is so just downright stupid. It is plagued by idiots. And if I've upset you, good. Fuck you. Yeah, that's the difference between a hard and a soft reboot, you fucking dummy. That's it for this video. I'll see you when we have more MK12 news. Don't really feel like covering it at this point. But yeah, these are retcons. These are fundamentally retcons. Learn what writing is instead of pretending that you're a writer and you know what these things are. Because you people don't. Jesus. Fuck off.